Hello there. This video is going to show you how to do monthly configuration of your symbols using the Switchback Forex trading system for cTrader. So this kind of robot that we've got isn't the kind of robot you can just click a button and it makes money and prints money year in, year out, and you don't have to do anything. I don't think there's many out there that actually do that. I think that the trading cycle changes, and you need to keep up with that really. So we do it on a monthly basis. You can do it sooner or later and monitor the results to see what you get. And the reason we're doing this is because we forgot to configure our parameters probably for the last 2 months, and we've suffered because one of our symbols gave us drawdown. So what we did, we found that was a bad performer even on a back test, so we deleted that symbol, and we've added a new one actually that gave good results. And we've had to configure 2, but 2 of them were good performers. So let me just quickly show you the Euro USD and the GPD USD that we can download these parameters from our website. These have consistently given good back test results and real-time forward test results without any configuration. So you don't have to change any of the parameters. So this is a back test we've done 1 year back. So we only go back 1 year. So because we're doing it on a monthly, so every month you check the parameters and then you do a back year test. Do another month, you do a back year test. So but this gives pretty good results, and very rarely actually gives bad results, and that reflects also on the results that you get with my FX book on the real-time data. Okay, so if you were to see any of these given bad results and you can't modify the parameters to give them good results, you just delete it because obviously it can't fit the strategy. So we've added a new one because we deleted one. We found one that was giving pretty good results. It's 20%. So this is one we haven't tested yet on my FX book, so we never know, it might give us bad results. We don't know, it's a learning curve. So that gave us a 20% return over 1 year with a 5% drawdown, and that's working from a starting capital of 5,000. You can change this obviously if your starting balance, if the amount that you're putting in deposit is a lot less, you can configure that to change that. So what we did with this one to add a new parameter, which is pretty much added a new instance. Then we went through different symbols until we found, we added a new instance, and then we loaded by right clicking the same parameter sets that we used for one of the good performers like Euro USD. Okay, so it's using the same settings as Euro USD, and then we just tweaked the parameters until we got good results. And that's it. So the kind of parameters that we'll go and tweak straight away, the kind of things we're looking for, is things like lots exponent. Okay, that's quite important. That's every time a position opens, it multiplies your volume. If you go and look at the other videos, it explains that as well. We look at the time frame. So I play around with the time frame. That makes a big difference as well. And the major difference is the trading signals. We stick to 1 hour, 2 hour, 8, 12, and daily, but you can modify those to get the best results. And one of our symbols, I'll show you later, we've given it 3 days as trade signal 5, and we had to do that to give good results. If you go up to weekly, you'll notice you have a lot less trades, but the drawdown is low. So the more trend indicators you use, the less trades you get, lower drawdown, but also lower profit. And then one of the other things we look at modifying is the smooth curve distance. That's explained in the DiNapoli indicator product page. You can look up on that, what that actually does. And then one of the other major things that we modify, it's a major parameter really, is the trailing stop. Okay, we find that a trailing stop of 8 with a pip step of 1 works quite well on this type of strategy with Forex. It means that every time a position is so many pips in profit, it moves the stop loss 1 pip above the entry point, and as it keeps stepping up, it keeps moving it up 1 pip, and if it goes back, it then drops out. You can also experiment with break even and see what you can get from that. A lot of the new features we've added from customers asking us, but we don't use them. There's a lot in there, like include losing trade timers, include winning trade timers, and there's other features in there that you can play around with to get really good results. There's another video will show you about the indicators we're using, how to modify the different indicators as well. But we're using very basic settings, so we're getting reasonable results for not putting a lot of effort into it, because our main role is writing software. This is another product that we're actually putting out there that has got a lot of potential if you actually have time to actually manage it really. Okay, so that's that one, and then we found an existing one which was giving bad results. So we tried to change the parameters to give us good results, and it did. And we got 13% with a 3.82% drawdown. Okay, and to get that, I think I had to change the time signal 5 to 3 days. So I completely changed the parameters there. Now, if you're wondering what these trade signals are, there's another video that you can go and have a look at, and it explains what the trade signals are. What it is, I'll briefly tell you. This Di Napoli stochastic is in a 1 minute time frame. Okay, if it was on a 1 hour time frame, let me just bring this, go back over here, and right to the end. Okay, so right now the Di Napoli stochastic is giving a buy signal. You can see it says buy down there. It's rising, it's going up, it's above 70. So it's got a buy signal. It's on 1 minute. If that was a 1 hour time frame, and this was a 1 hour Di Napoli stochastic, and that was saying buy, and the 2 hours saying buy, and the 12 hours saying buy, and all of these time frames were saying buy, plus the whole moving average is also saying buy, plus all the other indicators are saying a strong bullish trend, then it'll enter a position. That's just a brief overview, but I'm going to do another video and explain that in more detail. So just to recap, every month you need to go to your robot, you need to run a backtest again for 1 year, make sure it's still giving reasonable results that you want for the drawdown compared to profit. If it's poor performer and you can't tweak the parameters to give it good positions, just delete it. If you want to add new symbols, experiment with the parameters, load in a parameter set, say for Euro USD, tweak the parameters to see if you can get good results of going back over 1 year. If you can, delete it, go to another one, and keep trying until you find it's very time consuming, but it's worth it in the long run. If you find one that's not a very good performer, try and make it give reasonable results. If it doesn't, get rid of it. And there's nothing wrong with having a symbol that only gives you 10 positions in 1 year, because 10 positions in 1 year, that gives you £100 profit with very little drawdown is better than nothing. And if you run all these symbols together, that all adds up, it accumulates. Okay, so that's about it on there. If you do have any questions regarding this, just send me an email and just say, if there's anything you don't quite understand. And then I'll do another video later on. Obviously, by the time you read this, watch this, it'll already be there for entry signals and exit signals. Okay.